Hey y'all, it's Sarah. I am back and I wanted to show you the cute little small tier trays that I have, or risers, or whatever you want to call them. These are kind of trendy right now, just to give a little height to pieces if you're wanting to kind of stagger a look. Target and places like that usually sell all kinds of different varieties of these for a couple dollars a piece, but I wanted to show you how to get at least half a dozen really cheaply. So really quick, I want to go ahead and jump into this. I'm actually just using these two Dollar Tree items. One is this 8-pack of round plates, and give me a minute and I will measure what these actually measure out to. And the other thing that I'm using is these kind of party favor horn things here. These come in a 6-pack. It'd be cool if they came in an 8-pack. You could use all of them up, but this is where we are. And you can kind of see that these are, they only lift up about 2 inches. And I'm going to kind of try to turn this to the side so you can see. These are really cute. These aren't for super heavy things, although this right here is concrete and it holds up on there pretty well. So really quick, I want to show you the construction of this, and everything else from this point is really all about making your own details. I've got one pulled out already. I'm going to pull one of these horns out. I've already played with 2 of them, and my dog kept running because I couldn't help but blowing on the little thing at the top there. And she keeps thinking that I am one of her squeaky toys. So this is what they look like. We're going to use this kind of like our stem. I've pulled the little blowy part off. This is actually really, really simple. You can see where this is manufactured that it shows dead center of this piece, which makes this super, super helpful, especially since these are lightweight. It helps keep the balance. If you're needing to make a bunch of these, let's say you wanted like individual cupcake displays, Dollar Tree has some of the smaller white doilies. It'd be super cute sitting on here and line up a bunch of cupcakes. These are certainly lightweight enough for cupcakes. And I'm going to pull my glue gun over next to me. The cool thing is you can see straight through that. So you can see exactly where this little center mark is. What I did for mine is I just come in and I put a little hot glue. Now you can come in and do E6000 and it would probably hold really, really permanently. But both of these are a thin plastic. I don't know if you're going to want to use these super, super permanently. I have a kid birthday coming up, so I'm going to go ahead and make out all of these because we usually do cupcakes for birthday parties. So I just looked down in that hole, found the alignment. That little bit of glue that I put there was just enough to keep it still while I come back in with my handy dandy glue gun and just kind of sink it down in that hole. And just dribble lots of glue down into that stem. You're going to want to let it sit there for a while. It's going to harden. You're going to get a pretty secure little stand. Not as much as you would with something like E6000. But this, for me, is a $2 party investment. I'm going to give this a little bit of time to dry and harden. You can see it's still a little wobbly. Okay, so my little piece has had enough time to pretty much start to harden in there. You can see it's pretty much attached. I'm not going to lie to you guys, the entire time that I've been sitting here waiting for this to dry, I've been blowing on this little thing. So, back to this. Next step, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be very for real with you. One of these is chalk painted, one of these is spray painted. The chalk painted one, which is this one, and you really can't tell that much of a difference. The chalk painted one took about 4 coats to get really good coverage so that you couldn't see through this, because even up to coat number 3, if you lifted this up to the light, because this thing was clear, you could see through it. My spray paint one, this one is 1 coat. And it was good. I used the Rust-Oleum 2X in Blossom White. So if given the choice, anytime that I'm playing with plastic type materials or metal, I personally like to spray at least a light base coat of spray paint to the plastic or whatever it is, because I feel like any of the rest of my paint sticks better. It's less likely to chip on me or something like that. But this one seems to be okay. This is the chalk painted one. It does have some places where you really, if you look closely, you can kind of see a little bit of the striations for painting it, where this one is a whole lot smoother. But at a glance, unless you're really looking, you honestly can't tell that much of a difference. I know some people can't do spray paint this time of year, but I have a spray paint booth set up, so I can kind of get away with it. I'm just going to show you. I used the Waverly chalk paint in white to do this one, and I'm going to show you really quick how that goes on here. And it will take you several coats to get a good coverage. But keep in mind, you can always paint these some other color. If you give it a couple days after chalk painting, you can come back in and do our faux wood grain look over these. But you really need to give it kind of a couple days to really cure. If not, your wax paint additives going over the top of that can sometimes re-wet this white chalk paint base. And you just kind of smear it around and you almost get a tan color, rather than that wood grain look. So definitely give it a couple days to let that white chalk paint really cure itself. And I'm not doing a great job right here because I really did want you to kind of see that it takes a couple coats doing this route. I really do prefer cheating and going the spray paint direction. And even when I spray paint, typically what I'll do is I'll spray paint the one quick coat and then I'll come back in with one coat of chalk paint, and it's usually really good. And I don't have a lot of problems doing that and having pieces like this chip out on me. So you can kind of see, you can always paint the base a different color. You can come around, and I did consider doing this, and I've done it on some other ones that were made with like the Dollar Tree candles, coming in with some of the Mardi Gras style beads that Dollar Tree has and wrap around there, glue them down, add another little detail. These I kind of kept simple because I'm using this for a boy birthday party. So I didn't want to go too fancy and frou-frou, but you're just going to come in, paint them out, let them dry, and you're good to go. You can pretty much use these for anything, but 6 of these for the price, I thought is a pretty good deal. It's a lot cheaper than some of the others that I have seen, and I won't feel too bad at the end of a birthday party if, you know, I end up tossing these. Now, I want to point out before anybody gets upset, my birthday party that I keep saying, I go really fancy with one of my kids' birthdays. He is autistic. He does not do big celebrations. He doesn't invite friends. We don't have a lot of people here, but I do kind of go over the top decorating for him so that it looks big. So I'm not having a big group gathering or any of that. It's still just our immediate family, but I do go big when I decorate for him, simply so that it feels big to him, even though he's not comfortable with a lot of people around. So that's it. That's all I got. You can always consider this. You could do a cute miniature stacked tier tray if you wanted to somehow. But that's it. This was just a fun little cheap way. If you wanted to get some of these little risers or these little trays without spending, Target, Dollar Spot, really, you know, they're reasonably priced, but I still wouldn't have wanted to pay $3 a piece for these little stands that they typically charge. 6 of these that I will get out of this little $2 investment would cost me $18 there. So, there you go. I hope that gives you a little something to play with. And I'm going to be back probably again later with a few more things while I am crafting today. Stay safe, stay warm, and I hope you guys get a chance to do some crafting of your own. Bye, y'all.